Okay, folks, Bob Desmond here at The Contrarian Trader, and welcome to our video analysis of UNH, MOH, and CNC. All three have hit bear market territory. All three are well below the 20% retracement from their all-time record highs. Why? Well, it's a trifecta of events. You have rising cost, squeeze margins, and you have political shifts that are going on. You have changes to Medicaid, Medicare, all of which are going to have some sort of an impact on these names. But I would argue that much, if not all, of the negative news has already been priced into these names. So the goal here is to identify where we have historical support, where we would want to open up a tradable position. Not an investment necessarily, but a tradable position. What does that mean? It means that we're looking to overweight, take advantage of extreme oversold levels on these stocks. And in fact, we've already done it with UNH. I did 2 videos on it in, I believe it was May and June, where I documented the whys behind the trade. I'll link to it at the end of this video. Now, we did do some selling last week of UNH. We were sitting with a large position, a trade size position, and I wanted to bring it down to an investment size position because I didn't like the price action last week. So let's talk a bit about why I entered the position. To do that, we're going to go to a weekly chart. I'm going to overlay the automated trend lines, and we're using TrendSpider. This is proprietary technology that they have. And you'll note here that the week of May the 12th, we hit not one support level, but 2 support levels. And you'll note one is solid, one is in dashed line. What does that mean? It means that this is multi-time frame analysis. This button here, multi-time frame analysis. That means on a weekly chart, I can have weekly support levels in solid line. I can also have whatever time frame I choose, quarterly, monthly, yearly, whatever, overlaid as well. And we bounced off of the quarterly support level. And if you go to a daily chart, you'll note that on May the 15th, we closed above that support level. That was our signal to begin bull operations on UNH. Add to that if you overlay the indicators, RSI was at around 11 handle. Now, why did I sell a good portion of our position last week? Well, it is no longer an extreme oversold stock. So reducing size was the wise decision. What I was concerned about was the continued weakness in MOH and CNC. They look like they are going to move lower. UNH was struggling to hold on to $300 per share. If we close there, in all probability, I think that we're coming down to, let me overlay my drawings. I think that we're going to come down to probably $280 per share. In fact, I'm going to clear all these off, and I'll illustrate a little bit better because these are older. Here could be our new downtrend channel should we fail to hold $300 per share. Now, if we hit 280, I would consider it a gift and I'd be buying back that position hand over fist. But rather than waiting for 280, potentially on UNH, I think that there are better opportunities for a trade. Perhaps not necessarily an investment, but for a trade on the other 2 names. And I'll give you my favorite at the end of this video. And folks, before I move any further here, if you enjoy the functionality as I do of TrendSpider, I strongly encourage you to head on over. Use the link below on YouTube, links above on X and Facebook, and take advantage of my 35% discount. Right now, they do have a sale, but I believe it's less than what I can offer you, and it is up to 32%. I can get you off 35%. Take advantage of it. Tons of features here. Far too many for me to go over. I'll be demonstrating it for the rest of the video. So again, don't hesitate. Take advantage of that 35% discount. Help support the channel. And don't forget, we're also going to be going live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. So please join us there. Hit that notification bell. Get notified of when we go live. Let's get back to the charts. Now, the next stock, Centene Corp, CNC. This one had a major gap down here on July the 2nd. This is a daily chart. I'm going to start here because I want to illustrate where we're at on RSI. RSI at current sitting at around a 13 handle. So very oversold. The question is, however, is that enough for us to go buying the stock? Absolutely not. Weak stocks tend to get weaker. So let's head on over now to the weekly chart and identify where we have historical support. I think that we're going to probably test and exceed, but close above support at $29 per share. That's my price target on CNC. And I know the folks over on StockTwits and Twitter, they're not going to like that call. But I would encourage you to respect the technical analysis. And you may be saying to yourself, geez, why is he picking that support level there? That does not look like an automated trend line generated by TrendSpider. It looks like a manually drawn trend line. And you'd be absolutely correct. You're 1,000% correct. How did I arrive at this being a support level? Simple. You use history. And we're going to pull back in time and play connect the dots. And here you have it. We hit a low here, February 15th of 2016. That's the week of. Then again, here, the week of November the 7th, 2016. The following week, the week of November the 14th, 2016, we did a retest and a reversal, and it was off to the races with a massive rally on CNC. Now, I do send out trade alerts to our members, so they'll be notified when we enter, add, and begin to distribute the shares. The next chart up is MOH. So MOH, this one was a screaming sell back here in October of 22 and back here in March of 24 when we hit all of these, and this is, again, the automated trend lines, all of these resistance levels above. And subsequently, we went into free fall. So the question now is, where do we have support? And this one's a little bit tougher to identify a support level. Now, to identify where we have historical support on Molina, and this is a monthly chart, so nothing's popping up. The automated trend lines aren't giving us historical support between where we closed on Friday and 154, 152 per share, whatever. I don't think we're going there, short term anyway. But what I did do is I took my crayon out. I drew some more manual support levels using a monthly chart, and I came up with a price target of around 208.70 per share. There's no guarantee that that support level is going to hold. And if it does fail, we can use the Fibonacci retracement tool, click of a button here, and we know that around 202 per share, and again, I know longs out there do not want to hear that. It's a scary number versus where we closed on Friday, and I empathize with you. Believe me, I do. I've been in your shoes, but I would not buy this stock unless it hit one or both of these support levels. So which one's my favorite? I think CNC, Centene, as a trade, not an investment, but as a trade, is more attractive to me because A, we have RSI at around a 13 handle, meaning that the downtrend is unsustainable. I do believe that it is going to go down lower. The however is that I think that we're going to bounce and bounce very sharply. And the price target that I'll be using is around $29 per share. That doesn't mean if my goal is to buy 1,000 shares of CNC that I'm going to be buying 1,000 shares. No, we're going to leg into the position. I'll be sending out alerts to members so that we're building a position wisely, not trading on hope. The other reason why I like CNC relative to UNH and MOH as a trade is that besides RSI and support being a lot closer on CNC relative to MOH, on a valuation basis, you have a PE multiple of 12.63 on UNH. MOH is 10.66, while CNC is at 4.63. Price to book on CNC, 0.56 versus 2.93 for UNH and MOH 2.85. I think it's a no-brainer. So we will continue to hold UNH as an investment longer term. Short term, we'll be focusing in on CNH as an aggressive trade. We have had some headline news over the weekend about tariffs that may rattle the markets. So join us tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube or X as we do some analysis of the opening price action of the futures market. Don't forget about our friends over at TrendSpider. Use that link below on YouTube and a link above on YouTube, and a link above on Facebook and X to take you on over to TrendSpider. Take advantage of my discount code CON35. Again, CON35, and that'll get you 35% off of whatever package you choose. See you on the charts.